Do kids still find cash? So I know that sounds like a crazy question, but do you remember when we were younger and you're like walking home from school, you're out playing with your friends, and you look down and you see like a dollar bill or $5 or something? I think the most I ever found was $60, and that was just like, I was just a king. But now we don't use cash as much. So what do kids find? You know, what when they go out? Well, they don't play outside. I just wonder, any parents, any people, any younger people that are out here, what do you find on the streets like that's cool and positive, and like you run home and you're like, yeah, baby. Like, is there anything? What do we have now? We just have like credit cards.
Okay, so as somebody that still is the parent of a 14-year-old, I can tell you that there's nothing that they run home with and go, hey, look what I found. But yes, they still find money. Predominantly where my son finds money, or did, he doesn't really do it anymore now that he's 14. They did it when they were 8, 9, 10, 11. When we go to the bowling alley, and you've got the arcade area with all the arcade machines, and then you got the area with all, you put the quarter in and you spin it, you get the little plastic thing with the stuff, and they'd go through and they'd clink, 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 and look for through all of those things to see if they found any cash, or they would go up to the the dollar bill exchanger, excuse me. I had a frog in my throat. How nice for the frog. Any hoodles. That's the cash my son finds. I don't know if he's ever found, like, money on the ground, but does he still use cash? Yep. He still uses cash. He does some lawn work in the summertime, and he gets paid cash. And, after a while, he gets himself a nice little pile of cash, and then he comes to me and he goes, you know, here's $60, and he knows the rule, right? You're going to give me 60 so I can put it into his bank account. So he's got a little debit card that he has access to his account, but half of it's got to go into savings. So he'll come and he'll go, all right, here's 60. Could you put 30 in savings, 30 in my checking? Yep. No problem. But no, I mean, that's about the only cash kids around here I think of finding is in the arcades and in those little machines, wherever you happen to see those machines. And you're right, we don't use cash that much anymore, but I still like to carry cash on me a little bit. What do I got here? I got not much, $62, right? Just a couple of bucks. But I remember when I was traveling back in the day, and I got this super thin wallet now. I remember traveling back in the day, and it was always a $5 bill that you kept hidden in that little pocket back in your wallet or somewhere in your backpack, and that was your emergency $5. God damn it, don't touch that unless it's an emergency. And then, you know, you got a job at an apartment and you started to kind of enter into the real world, and maybe that became a 20. And you got married and maybe that became a 50. And then we did away with cash. At least we didn't do away with it. We did away with using cash, and you didn't carry any cash. But I always still, for old time's sake, used to chuck a 20 somewhere back in my wallet, because I'm always convinced that I'm going to run across somewhere that just, there's going to be some place out there that only takes cash. And sure shit, there are a few like hot dog stands and shit that only take cash, but yeah, they're still, I make sure I keep a little cash on me. My wife makes sure she keeps a little cash on her, and money bags over here. He hoards his pile until he wants to buy another video game on his debit card, and then he has to cough some of it up.